85555 85566. In this review, we're looking at two track-type tractor models from Diecast Masters. They both come in the excellent standard of packaging that we've come to expect, and that begins with a white outer shipping carton, and inside that is a nylon bag. Open up the tape and what you have inside is a metal tin that encloses the model. So this remains some of the best packaging you can find. The first model we'll look at is numbered 85555, and it's the Caterpillar D7E in pipeline configuration. The second model is 85566, and it's the Caterpillar D8T with an 8U blade. Let's open up the tin of the D8T and see what we've got. And as usual, there's a Diecast Masters mini brochure. With this model, there's also an instruction sheet, and that explains how to fit the operator in the cab. In the tin, the operator travels on the upper deck in first class, and if we remove the upper layer of foam rubber, we can see that the model travels on the lower deck in economy. There's no assembly to do on either of these models because they are both complete out of the box. We begin under the D7E, and there's some detailing on the bottom plate, and the metal tracks have bolt head details. Looking at the underneath of the blade, you can see the wear plate detailing, and moving to the track frames, they're reasonably detailed, although the plastic sprocket is slightly off colour. This D7E is in pipeline configuration, so there's a winch at the back, and it includes hydraulics. There's a nice grille behind the cab, and there's also a plastic access ladder. The grab rails on the cab are soft plastic, but there's some nice detailing on the metal framework, and the roof is plastic because it's removable. Inside the cab you can see the cat name on the seat back, and the grills on the engine cover are formed of graphics. There's a nice highlighted handle and some tiny graphics, and the air intake and exhaust are plastic. Moving to the front, there's a decent plastic grille, and there are nice soft hydraulic lines running to the blade. One thing you will notice is that there's a black headed screw, and you'll see that it's black for a reason a bit later on. The D8T is a bigger machine, and it's got nice metal tracks just like the D7E, and it's more detail on the underneath. The bottom edge of the U-blade also looks good. There's a plastic grab rail on the track frame, and overall the detailing here looks good, including some tiny graphics, and again the detailed plastic drive sprocket is slightly off colour. The big U-blade looks impressive with its wear plates at the bottom, and a see-through grille has been provided at the top by using plastic. Going behind the blade, there's a nice radiator, and there are soft hydraulics for the main blade rams. The detailing of the hydraulics is good because there's soft hoses behind the blade also. The grills on the engine cover are also formed by graphics, and there's a soft plastic grab rail up on top. On the side of the cab, the main handrails are also soft plastic, and there's a nicely detailed air conditioner along with other details. The big single-toothed ripper is also very good with soft hydraulics, and there are also tiny graphics and a nice sharp tooth. Starting with the D7E, we will install the operator, and that's easy to do. You just grip the roof at the back and it unclips. That gives you an even better view inside the cab, and then you can drop the operator in. Of course, in real life, the operator's head would be crushed by the giant fingers, but then some would say that in real life the operator's head was made of solid wood. The tracks can't quite roll on a smooth surface, but they are actually very free-rolling and they turn easily by hand. The track frame is spring-loaded to keep the tension on the tracks, and it's good to see that the tracks are individual and not sharing the same axles. At the back we see this is the pipeline version of the machine, and there's a winch which you can turn endlessly with your thumb. Also at the back is the access ladder, and that does fold down, although the plastic part is a slightly odd fit and you have to push it down quite hard to get it to go as far as it will go. But for normal display it looks better folded upwards. The blade has got a decent range of movement going up, and it will pose in the up position. It goes down a little and it's a bit too stiff to be tilted. But the blade does have another feature, and that's where the black screws come in and 2 spares are provided. And that's because you can alter the angle of the blade. To do that, you just need a screwdriver and then undo the screws on each side. And it's very easy to do because the screws are not too tight. Once the screws are undone, you can then rotate the blade on its pivot point. And on each side of the track frame there are 3 different fixing points for the blade. So you can have it either angled right, left, or just have it as a straight blade. Once you've got the blade where you want it, it's a simple matter just to retighten the screws. Moving on to the D8T, and the tracks perform very similarly. They skate a bit on a smooth surface, but they are very free rolling by hand. And they would certainly have no problem rolling on a rough surface. To insert the operator on the D8T, you take the roof off again. This time you need to take it off by gripping it at the front. And once again we parachute in the operator. Once you've made him all nice and comfortable, you clip back on the plastic roof. This flexible system gives you the option to display the model either working or parked up. At the back of the D8T we've got this impressive looking ripper, and the ripper assembly has a very good range of movement, both up and down and also in and out. So you can pose this aspect of the model in a realistic way. At the other end, the big U blade has an impressive range of movement and it goes up very high, and it's also got just a little downward movement. You also have the possibility of a small amount of tilt on the blade. Once again, these are 2 beautifully presented models by Diecast Masters. They are also very good because they have a nice standard of detailing, and the working features, including the removable operator, are very good too. So if you want an impressive looking Caterpillar tractor, both of these are very good.